Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to an all-new episode of My Friend and My Soulmate, my podcast. It's your host, Christian Gray Snow, and you guessed it, the OG of the OC is busy at Kodo Insurance, but that doesn't mean that this little family van is stopping. I've got the one and the only Crystal Kung Minkoff here with me today. She is a former Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star. She's now the host of Humble Brag with our girl Cheekbones herself, Cynthia Bailey, and I'm so excited to see Crystal today. Crystal, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. I'm very
Yes,
honored to be here.
Thank you. So happy to see you. And I want to start off by saying I believe you had a birthday recently, so I want to wish you a happy belated birthday.
Thank you. It was my birthday last week, and tomorrow is my daughter Zoe's birthday. She'll be 11. So it's a lot of Aquarius energy in here.
Do you like having a birthday so close to your daughter?
Yeah, you know what? Like yesterday, we pulled the kids out of school, went to Disneyland so we could do it together. So it feels like you can do like a little more.
Yeah.
But she's made it very clear it's no longer my birthday, it's hers. So, this morning, lots of balloons and but it's not till tomorrow. So we're sort of like celebrating every day. Because, when you're 11, it means a lot more than 43. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. And it's fun because it's next to Chinese New Year. So there's a lot of celebrating in February for us.
I love it. And it was the other day, I think I was just scrolling through and one of your stories you posted, it was a picture of your kids. And I was like, when did they become so grown? Like, what in the world? How old are they now?
I know, because on the show, they were 5 and 7 to 8, and then Max is 13, but he's 5'8", 13-year-old. So he's just he looks huge. And it only happened, I would say, this year.
Okay.
This year, he's always looked kind of older and been mature, but this is where he's becoming I don't even want to say the word MAN because it freaks me out. He's like my baby. But yeah, Zoe's going to be 11. So it's going really quickly. It actually makes me sad. I'm trying to hold on for dear life.
Yeah.
RHOBH is very it's, let life be. I'm okay, Lion King, whatever. I'm going to hold on, forever. It's my baby. So
yeah, I love it. I was going to ask too, how is Mr. Rob? I've always loved me some Rob. In the history of house husbands, I can say with confidence that Rob is easily top 5, top 10 for me. He just always brought, number one, Lion King, hell fucking low, people. That's iconic. But then two, he just always has the chillest vibe about him. I don't know what it is.
He's just a really good person. To me, he's the number one house husband. He's the most unthirstiest, so low key, always in the back. It's a quiet confidence, but also it's not even that. It's just he's a humble person, and he's the humble to my brag. I'm a little more braggy, but I like to brag about him. I like to brag about my kids. And I think that's a normal family, but yeah, he's just a good dude. Oh, he's always on the right side of history in all things. And I'm going to talk quietly. I don't want him to hear this because he's going to use it against me, but he is a good, I always trash him to his face because that's what wives do. But behind the scenes, he really is the best.
I love that. I don't know why this just came to my mind, but you know how people post in their dream blunt rotation? I feel like Rob would be in mine. Rob is just, I'm can we just hit the blunt and talk about that scene with Scar and Mufasa and how it scarred me for life? You know what I'm saying?
It's major. I know. I'm do you know what you've done to millions and billions of children out there?
Exactly. You are keeping therapist pockets lined, baby. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Well, I wanted to also talk too, because on the show here, Vicky and I, we talk a lot about friendship, and we say what we have as an unexpected friendship, because I would just watch the show for so many years, never thought we'd ever be remotely connected or much less friends and podcast co-hosts. And in a weird way, I kind of see a similarity between you and Cynthia from your podcast co-host from my point of view, because again, I'd watched you and Cynthia for years, but on different coasts, and I didn't know that y'all were even friends, or did y'all know each other before the show? So yeah, tell me about how you and Cynthia became friends and how this podcast came about.
So at the end of the day, it kind of originates with Housewives, but I was at, I had just filmed, but it hadn't aired yet. So she didn't know who I was really, but I was at an event my girlfriend was hosting, and I went, and there was Cynthia, and I think Cynthia was invited by someone. I could tell she didn't really know many people there, and I just went up to her and I said, "I'm Crystal. I just filmed Beverly Hills." She's like, "Oh my God." And I said, we just kind of connected immediately. She's so warm, and I don't find that about every person, not on Bravo, just I live in Hollywood. It's, not
Yeah.
everybody's super like great.
Yeah.
And she would just have this just warm energy. And I said, let's get together. And it's one of those things in LA where you're like, you say that and 99% of the time you don't actually do it, but we did.
Totally.
We connected, we got together, and we just started having like every time she was in LA, we'd have lunch and we just started like genuinely hanging out. And then I had been thinking about doing a podcast while I was on Housewives, but I just wasn't ready yet because I felt like, I wasn't ready to talk about the show while being on the show. I
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
wasn't there yet. So I waited till I was out. And then I called her and I just was like, I was going to do it on my own. And I called her and I said, are you up for this? And Cynthia's like a yes girl. She says, up for everything. And I said, I just feel like I really trust you. The show is going to be a lot of just kind of, pop culture and hot topics. But at the end of the day, like our relationship is what really matters to me. And like, I've never really had like a failed partnership. I'm very slow to, say yes to things like this. But I just knew it in my gut. And she is literally my best friend. And our original idea was like the name of the title was going to be The Odd Couple because we're so random.
Yeah.
But then I was like, by the end of the year, people are not going to see us as the odd couple anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's really it. It's such a it's a very natural story. And I just love that she didn't, and she kind of walked me through Beverly Hills in our friendship, which was really helpful because she's like such a seasoned cast, like Vicky. And to have someone who you trust and who could really give you that guidance and just talk you off the ledge every episode.
Yeah.
We just solidified our friendship in just the most organic way. So yeah.
I love that. And you can feel it like when you listen to your episode. That's why I asked, I was like, did y'all know each other before the show? Because it feels like a very long time, very just you know what I'm saying? Like very easy. Yeah, I love it. And I've always, again, from day one, baby, you won't ever hear me say a bad word about cheekbones. I think that Cynthia is top 10 greatest housewives of all time. I think she's severely underrated. She's literally the most gorgeous human being on earth.
Yeah. Inside and
yeah.
But she's so good at it. She's really good at finding balance on air, off air, and she has a genuine friendship with these women. And you could tell, I think she started maybe 13 years ago at this point. So just like Vicky, like you can be off the show for so long, but you still have those sort of core memories and core experiences. And you could tell that she really cares about people, but she's not going to let anyone walk all over her. And I'll tell you, I'm a little bit too forgiving, and she will call me like Cynthia's the sweetest, but when she's like angry for you, when she's like your friend, she will step up and she yells at me like, you better not go back. Fuck them. And I'm like, she's like my hype woman. I'm like, okay, Cynthia says, so it's just, she's the best.
I love that so much. What about Cynthia? Was there anything about you that really surprised you most about her? Or anything that was unexpected about her?
I think because I've always seen her as like the peacemaker of the show, whatever. Like I said, like she's got a fire in her. Like you can push her to the edge and she will be very forgiving and very soft and reasonable. When you step one little toenail over that, game over. I'm obsessed with it. I've learned so much from her, and she just has great insight. I think people think of her as kind of like the sweet but funny one. When I talk to her, especially when we're recording the pod, she really brings up things that I don't really think about. And I always think of myself as someone that sort of sees it all. And she brings up so much to me. And also that we can disagree in such a respectful way. And I think that's really important. I think that's important for our listeners also, such on all these podcasts, that you don't have to be aligned necessarily, but you have to show respect and you can learn from each other. But on a basic level, she's just like funny as hell. And she's like, she has the funniest sayings. And I'm just as American as she is. Like I'm from LA. I was born and raised. I'm Chinese face, but I'm American. She says the craziest one-liners. I'm like, I don't feel American because I don't know what you're talking about. But she's so funny. And so like you'll hear like little funny quips like a couple times per episode. I'm like, what? And it's like her brain has so much information and it's funny how it comes out. She like spews shit out and I'm just obsessed with her. Like I love her so much.
I like randomly think about her that time where she thought like Joe Biden was coming to her engagement party. Like I literally, I think about that like at least once a week and just giggle to myself. I'm like, how could you not love the woman? You know, it's
No, she's like real
hysterical.
too. It's like she
Yeah,
actually believes these things.
she was dead ass.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my gosh. Well, so speaking of the podcast, and you know, kind of when you departed from Beverly Hills, and then now you got this platform. Do you feel free, more free
Yeah.
to talk about things? Do you think that are these thoughts and opinions maybe that you wanted to say at other times that maybe you didn't feel comfortable saying, or now do you just feel? I don't know. Talk to me about the connection in your platform and talking with people.
So it's interesting. I mean, that's a great question. On the basic level, it's just yes, of course. I feel way more free. I think people see that. People are like, oh my God, where's this crystal bit? Boba, come here. Who are you talking to? Come here. Come here. I have Boba on my lap. This is Boba.
Love it. Hi, Boba.
Come here. My little giant baby.
Oh my God, so cute.
Okay, he's my little golden doodle.
Oh my God, so cute.
He's so funny. So no, I was gonna say, like, everyone's like, oh my God, where is this crystal? Where has this crystal been? And I'm like, this is the crystal, but it's in this environment where I'm free and with my friend and I could talk about things. And I also think that throughout the years on the show, I think my first season, I was really myself. I fought with Sutton super hard.
Yeah.
And she really pissed me off and really drove me crazy. And I was just reacting to someone driving me crazy. That's how I would react. And then I think what was hard was I was actually very direct in a lot of things, but it got cut. And I'm not like blaming producing or editing. It's just like, it just didn't make it, or
only
that
so
was
much
not,
can make the show. Yeah.
yeah. So I think what happened was I felt like I was like now being seen as someone who is not like, who's quiet. And I don't know what happened, but I just was like, oh, maybe it's weird. It like made me more quiet. So
Made you, because you're like unconfident what these people are saying about you. So it's like, well, now you don't know how to navigate that. Yeah. Okay.
It's weird. And I've really never kind of said that out loud. It's more of just like what I'm thinking now, because I never shut up. I am like chatty, and I was certainly chatty there. Not necessarily like, I don't really just come for people. That's like not my thing. But I had a lot of opinions, and a lot of it didn't make it in. And that's okay too. You know, when you think about a show for 44 minutes, there's 10 people, you get 4.5 minutes each. And there's only so much you can show in 4.5 minutes.
Yeah.
But yes, I think the podcast has been an incredible space for me. And people always ask me, would you ever go back? Like, that's not my decision. But if it ever happened, I wouldn't be completely unfiltered, because I just don't care anymore. Like, I really have lost. And I think even my friends are like, you're like kind of harsh now, because I wasn't before. I was like, like you're polite. But now I feel like such a positive experience came out of Housewives. I've really learned to just be who I am and say how I feel, because I stand by what I say.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. And I'm like, I know I'm on the right side of history. And if you don't like it, well, you can suck it. So that's kind of where I'm at now.
And you give people I love that. It's like, honestly, you don't give them the opportunity to say that thing that about is not true about yourself, that you're quiet. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, okay, I will give you no room to say that or think that by being vocal as fuck. Yes.
Totally. Exactly.
Turn the mic pack all the way up, please. Yes. Yeah. I have a lot to say.
My very belabored answer, that's what it is. Yeah. It's just it's awesome. I love it. I love doing the pod. I love joining pods. I just I don't have any restrictions anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there is restrictions, because when you're on a show like that, you're guided into what is allowed to be said. And that's only just because they want to protect, the show and protect what's about to air. Like, you can't give away too much. So I always have felt like when I'm limited, I limit everything.
Yeah. Just
and
to be
so
safe.
Now because like, I want to do the right thing. So, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. And my mind just went to, you're talking about not saying the wrong thing or saying too much, like leaking stuff. It's like Vicky, it's like she did one podcast after BravoCon, she did Nick Vile's podcast actually. And no one knew, it was top secret that she was on Ultimate Girls Trip cast at that point. And then sure as shit, I was like, but in her mind, she'd done nothing wrong. And even after that, she was like, oh, what? I was just talking. And I was like, You weren't supposed to say that yet.
Yes. And so what happens is you get, you get the slap on the hand,
Yeah.
understandably. And because you want, the network wants to be the ones to release these kinds of things. And then it paralyzes you a little bit because you're like, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to say. And so
Yeah.
then you kind of just don't say anything. And that's a sort of like how I remember feeling. But now I don't have no one's telling me I can't do it anymore.
Exactly.
And I think, you know what? I just tell stories. There's a lot of, I was thinking about when I filmed this week, there was a lot of stuff that happened between me, Garcelle, and Sutton. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to say it. I'm going to tell the behind the scenes because I filmed it. It just didn't air.
Yeah.
And it's always this weird, like elusive thing. People ask me and I'm like, oh, you know what? I can just talk about it because it's the truth. No one's going to fight me about the truth.
That, and also there's something freeing in just saying something that's on your mind or has been that you've kept internal, regardless of how major or minor it might be.
Correct. Yeah.
Like, and I think regardless, if there's something that you feel you can say, why hold things too close to the chest? Unless it's like a personal, you know what I'm saying? Like if there's something that you know is like a truth or someone did you wrong, maybe don't let that happen to someone else. Share your experience,
Totally. I mean, that's the lesson, right?
Exactly. Well, so now as a viewer and podcast host that's able to say whatever the fuck she wants, how do you feel about, this current season of Beverly Hills and who are you rooting for?
So I was quoted the other day for my own podcast that I accidentally said it was boring. It wasn't an accident. I just think it's boring, but I do feel like the second half will be promising. I can feel that people are like, things are happening.
Yeah.
I think that it's easy when you have a new girl to focus on. I think about sort of the programmatic way the show works. New girl, she's an easy target. She's annoying. Like, I don't believe in her business. I don't whatever. I mean, honestly, like I do think Amanda is incredibly annoying. And I've said this. She's like, no one thinks she's not annoying, right? No one's like, I really love her demeanor. It's really
We've established that.
We've established that. But I also think that it's like, I feel bad that they're constantly, which is what they collectively do, is trying to like, the way they're questioning her business. Like, I don't really get it. And it's sort of like how they question me about how my feelings, what I would, it's a very gaslighty thing to do because the truth is like a lot of people, I don't subscribe to it, but a lot of people pay for like online help services, whatever. It's no different. If you actually like her stuff, you just pay for it. I mean, like, it's no different. So the fact that like we don't really get what it is, it's a scam. I don't think it's a scam. I just think if you're someone who's willing to pay someone to talk to them, like I wouldn't do it. But like it's not a scam business.
Yeah, she's not stealing anything from anyone.
No, she's very clear. Like if you want me to tell you, you can financially whatever prosper, give me $100. Dude, I would take $100.
Yeah, I actually just manifested you giving me that 100. Yeah, this is how good I am at this.
So I just think it sucks because like I can watch, like she doesn't, I mean, she's trying, but they just are relentless. And I think that sucks. Also, it's kind of boring for the show. Like it's already been 9 episodes, like enough already. Like you think she's a scam artist, fine. Say it and move on. But like people have seminars all the time. For like, I don't really get the difference, but that's just me. I'm not a massive defender of Amanda. I just find it like, it's not good for the show. A couple episodes is fine. It's actually fine. It's funny, whatever. She's the new girl, haze her a little bit, but it's actually boring. But I think they probably got a talking to because it seems like everybody is now activated. And I can say that because we've all had talkings to. I've had talkings to. Really? So there's a lot of pressure. Producers will come in like, this is not going well.
Like what is the wording that they use? Like, hey,
this is not going well.
Okay, I was going to ask if they say it nicely, but I guess not.
Yeah, I mean, and I can say that because like it also happens kind of in a public setting where it's like the whole cast. Like there's like a dinner party and we're just like talking about boba and our dogs, and they'll just come in and like slam the table. Like, are you putting on a show, guys? You're just talking about Crystal's dog? It's kind of like that. And we're like,
my gosh.
Okay, let's stop talking about the dog. Christian, you're ugly. It's like that. Like it's so crazy. You're like, I hate your outfit. And
that's so funny you say that though, because did you see Gibson Johns? He's a podcast host.
Yeah, I love him.
I love Gibson.
Yeah.
He did a little TikTok yesterday talking about Rena's book that's coming out because he got a sneak peek at the audio version. Okay. And Rena goes back to what she says was like one of her first scenes, maybe her first scene she ever filmed. And it was her, Eileen, and Brandy. It was when Brandy threw the wine in Eileen's face. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
And when you watch that, it just seems like they were out in like Malibu and Brandy was just being Brandy and had a little bit too much and went, you know. But Rena was basically saying that like they were all kind of sitting there and Brandy said something about how it was boring and she like walked away with producers for a long time or something like that and came back and said, but kind of basically apologized in advance for what she was about to do and then did it. And it's just crazy. Number one, does show you the power of editing, I will say, because it's like that you would have never even felt that
of course
vibe whatsoever. But it's just funny I just heard him when he posted that yesterday, and now you talk about them coming and slamming the table and be like, wake up.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what they did to them.
It's very easy to edit something like that down when you really think about like how you cut your own videos and reels and stuff like that. If you just show that snippet, someone looking at you bad, and then, you know, no matter what, that reaction is going to be real, whether you know what's happening or not. Someone throwing a glass of wine in your face, you're going to have a reaction. So that's what I'm saying is like, if you only have 44 minutes to tell a story of an entire week of filming, you're going to get those moments. You're not going to pick up the boring, mundane conversations. You're going to pick the glass in the face. And so, yeah, I mean, that's sort of what would happen. So again, people always ask, is it scripted? Like, it's the dumbest question. Like, I could never memorize a line. It's just like, no, I'm not sure. Like, it's terrible.
I was like, have y'all seen some of the women we've watched over the years? It's not giving actress. Like, let's just be like, of the 200 and some women, like, come on. Yeah.
It's not giving educated. People can't read that. So
exactly.
But what they can do is, you want to stay on the show? There's a line out the door. And some people need to stay on the show. And some people don't. And so you're going to see a lot of that. So when you see that elevated stuff out of nowhere, it's a little performative, though I believe it's real feelings. Like, you don't just like, unless you're a total sociopath who's going to just like, I hate you and you actually don't, like that would be weird. But you know, you sort of have to talk yourself, at least is my perspective, like my experience. I have to like talk myself into reminding like, why don't that person pissed me off?
Totally.
You know,
yeah.
It's like Cynthia's in my head, my hype woman in the moment. Like, yeah, that bitch did this to me. I'm like, okay, fuck you then, you know?
Oh my God, it reminds me of that TikTok trend that's going around right now where someone's like, fuck you, and the person comes in the middle and they're like, no, never mind. And then the third person comes in like, no, fuck you. Cynthia's person 1 and 3. She's like, no, absolutely not.
That is the making of Housewives right there.
I love it. I wanted to also hit too, because I know there was a little bit of tension between you and my girl Kyle, because she said she brought up your name in a confessional recently, and I don't remember. I got the dates mixed up. I don't know if that was before you saw her Ultimate Girls Trip filming or after the episode.
No, so
aired.
I saw her Ultimate Girls Trip before that aired.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
but also like it wasn't that deep. I mean, honestly, and it was in a confessional, and I'm like, you know, but I find it, that's what I think the show is like, it needs to pick up, because she's so like, she kind of like listens to Amanda during the show and a little more patient, but then in the confessionals, it's like a little snarkier.
Got you.
So, which is kind of normal for Housewives, I guess, you know, when you think about things in hindsight. But yeah, I mean, look, Garcelle was 3 full episodes, still not over. And then they bring me up. It's fine. But mine was so minuscule. It was like so not deep. I don't really
see, I respect so much though that you're like able to you throw some shade right back, and then you're like, but it's good. Hey, Kyle, how are you? Like, that is what Housewives has to be about. Like, you have to be able to take it.
Yeah, because I don't think Kyle cares. I think she thought of the line, or maybe they might have, producers like, oh, do you remember when? And you're like, oh yeah, it's giving Crystal. Like, all right, it is giving Crystal. Like, emotionally intelligent, but fine. It's fine. But like, yeah, like, it's not, that's the thing about being able to be away from the show, is really putting things in perspective when things are really not a big deal.
Wow.
When you first do it, it feels like a big deal. Everything does. But now you're like, oh, like, who cares? Like
who gives a shit?
I am emotional and moody. Like, that is like, and also you have to like allow yourself to see yourself in a real way. You know, when people are like, oh my God, she's so snooty and smug, I would cry to Rob. Like, people think I'm snooty and smug. He goes, you are. I'm like, Oh, okay. Fuck you, Rob. Like,
And now I'm gonna cry more. Thank
yeah,
you.
and then later, I'm like, fuck, I am snooty and smart.
Fuck.
Or at least I can be, you know? It's just sort of like they picked a moment where I was, and it's like, oh God, that's my whole being. But it's really not. But it's
Yeah.
also, it's just accepting like that is a part of me. Sometimes I can be a little bitchy. I'm like, oh, whatever, it is what it is. Like, you know? So
And
I
there's
think
power and freedom in accepting things like that too. There
totally.
really is, you
So
know?
it's full circle. So
Yeah.
there is freedom in having your husband say stuff like that too.
I love it. Well, I can't have you here and not hit on the tizzy that the internet went into whenever you said earlier, was it, I might have even been at the end of last year when you were talking about Vicky's orange and how you knew for a matter of a fact that someone in OC, or Vicky had basically taken another lady's orange, right? And it's weird because there was, obviously they made a big deal about Vicky making a return to the show at BravoCon, then it was kind of quiet, and then, you know, Katie announced her departure. Apparently Gretchen's out too, but she's not really confirmed. She's not really announcing it herself. So Bravo had to
She
just
didn't
give that one to Variety. Yeah. So, but saying all that to say, they are actively filming, but there hasn't really been any major casting announcements. So, what do you talk to me about this? Yeah.
By the way, it's so funny because watching Vicky get the orange,
Mm-hmm.
and then I said, oh, she took it from someone else. That's not like tea. Like, people come in and people leave every season.
Yeah.
But it did throw people into the craziest, wild thing. And to a point where the majority of the girls on OC texted me, DM'd me, do you know what happened? Like, oh my God.
Is it me that's fired? Who is
Yes.
it?
And I was like, no, it's not you. It's not you. And I would say not you because I said, I don't know if it's you. Like, I only knew one person. And then
Gotcha.
I got a text from another like big podcaster who's a friend. And he goes like, oh, you heard it was Gretchen? Oh, you know, Gretchen's leaving? I go, well, that's not who I heard. So I'm like, so then it made me also feel like maybe I didn't know. I just kind of like threw out shit that I didn't really know. Cause then I'm like, wait, what if I got the wrong information? But I didn't. I knew who was leaving.
Yeah.
But it's also like, it wasn't a big deal. But yeah, I didn't realize how widespread. But you know what? That's the fandom and that's the fun of it all.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's like not a big deal. It's a big deal in the moment for Vicky, right? Because like she's coming back and it's the moment for the girls. But like now that I've stepped back, it's like at the end of the day, it's a revolving door.
Uh-huh.
You leave, people come, people leave, and people come back.
Yeah.
And so it's just like that. And that's what the show is about. But yeah, like I get a lot of information. I don't know why. I don't ask for it. I just
Girl, don't complain. Just keep sipping the tea. Yeah.
I think that's why I feel like I never get in trouble. Like I never get a call from like the network because I don't lie about it, but I also don't really tell too much. Like some people really spill stuff. I tease it, but I'm not. But they know I'm telling the truth, so they're not like. I try not to take it too far. Sometimes like spilling information is fun because I think the audience wants to know. They know there's a wizard behind the curtain. I just want to tell them what the wizard told me.
Totally. See, I'm like, in a way, it is great marketing and promotion for the programming of the network. Yeah. Absolutely. But at the same time, I live in fear of ever saying or doing something that they think is like me trying to leak tea with Vicky or like using Vicky to leak something. You know what I mean? And it's like, for example, like I went to the Luann's Halloween party in New York, and I talked about this on a recent episode. I saw 3 women going at it on camera, right?
Yeah.
And I come out being like, oh, I can't wait to go to Twitter and see what people are saying, you know?
Yeah.
To this day, it's been over a week. No one posted anything. So I was like, well, I can't fucking talk about it, you know, because I'm not going to be the one. Exactly.
No, you can't. Because then Vicky will get in trouble.
Exactly. And then I would literally die.
But that's the thing. I wait. Like saying someone stole her orange is not to me like that revealing. Like there is always going to be someone leaving. If someone like Vicky's coming, there's going to be someone gone. Just that's just what happens, you know. So, but yeah, you kind of have to wait. But I always find it really interesting how many things were leaked from Ultimate Girls Trip. Those pictures, because I've never posted a thing about it. I wouldn't. I don't even post but I saw my picture. I'm like, okay, so people like it's there. I don't confirm it. Obviously, you see my face. Yeah. But like, I just feel like that's too far. Like, unless the network has released it, it's like, I'm not talking about it in that way, but people have eyeballs. So, and someone else posted it. So
Exactly. And like we said before, like I do think it's great it creates excitement for the show. There was so much though that I was like coming out, I'm like, God, I was a little worried. But then that's when saw that the fight in New York and not a peep has happened. So I'm like, well, maybe there's been fights in all the other cities where no peeps have happened that we have no idea
Well,
about.
you
But
and I do know that there have been.
there, yes, there definitely have been.
This is me.
There have been.
I know. There's stuff that has not been shown or revealed. And I think it's important that it's a mix, right? Like you said, tease some,
Yes.
and then it's more fun to watch in real life. Because if you know everything, if you have the entire cliff notes of it all, like that's actually
Yeah.
not fun to watch, you know? And it's so funny. I feel like when people like I don't know if people ever thought this, but if I said the show is Beverly Hills has been boring so far, like, oh, Crystal's a hater. It's like, no, I actually want it to do well. It helps me. I
Yeah.
filmed Ultimate Girls Trip. I have a podcast. Like, I want people to be interested. I want something to talk about. And I'm getting tired of talking about, like, no one's only talking about Amanda. And it's not that she's just not an interesting person. It's just been like 2.5 months of the same sort of, and it's also a pylon now. Like, it's just too much. Like, she needs a break. Because I remember my first season, it was like me versus Sutton, actually for 9 episodes. And I was, at the end of it, I was so emotionally exhausted from like all the negative. There's a lot of love too, but it's just like, you want your name out of everyone's mouth. Like, I don't need you to say you're on my side anymore. I don't want you to take any side anymore. I just want a little bit of quiet.
Talk about something fucking else, please.
Anything. So I just feel like Amanda needs that right now.
In the words of Cynthia Bailey, now what else is going on?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
So we were talking about some housewives, that you can make a comeback. And some successfully do. Some almost successfully do. And then, their true colors ruin everything that they've been working for. If you can't put 2 and 2 together, I'm talking about Jill Zarin, who this weekend, I don't even really know what to say about her video. I personally only got about halfway through it, and I was like, I don't even want. I thought it was.
When she said white people, I was like,
yes. This is on the heels of the Golden Life announcement, which is something that a lot of RHOBH fans have been vying for and championing for years, that they wanted the girls to come back. It seemed they got this monumental deal, moving networks over to E, and it has since come out very quickly after her horrible racist rant that she is pulled from the project that she was helping lead to bring to life. So it's everywhere on Instagram and Twitter too. I mean, they talked about it on The View. Jill Zarin made it to The View.
I know.
Not the way not in a good way. So
that's not the that's not the first time. That's not the time you want to be on The View.
Ever.
Being like a racist.
So what do you, I want to talk to you like both as a viewer and someone who even not even as a viewer just sees this in disgust, but also how does someone like a Luann and so like, how do you do as a cast member in this transition period of launching a project? What do you do?
That show was originally, I'm not going to say canceled. It was shelved for I think this is with their fear.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So I think this was like, they are sort of like old school women. I say they, a couple of them, some I actually like. But this is why. And so I'm sure that E is uncomfortable right now. I can't imagine they're like, okay, great, we got rid of her. Let's keep moving forward. I think they're probably going to take a beat and really have these kinds of conversations, because you can edit anyone to look whatever you want them to look like, right? Like a balanced person. They would never say stuff like that. Honey, I filmed the show. Like, there's a lot of shit they're going to hide, because they should, because people don't need to see that. I get it. Like, you can't just have a cast member you're paying all this money to, that you're banking on a TV show, and just outing them as like horrible humans, like, right?
That makes sense.
So you're going to protect them for that season, but you can't protect people from just going on their lives and talking shit like that. So I think Jill got exactly what she deserved. I'm not surprised based on the stories I've heard about her. And it's interesting because I have good friends who are really good friends with her.
Yeah.
And I never got it. Honestly, this is tea. One of my ex-14 friends, that big story, is very good friends with her. Very good friends. So I wonder where that lies now. But let's see, But I'd be, I it's very sad. And it's, what? It's sad for so many reasons. I mean, having people just blast her, she had this opportunity. I know that she was the one who forged this new show. She was the leader. But you can't say shit like that. And honestly, I hope she learns her I don't think she will. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if you can change. I mean, look at the world right now, right? Can you really change how people feel? No, but you can make efforts to getting bullshit like that off TV. You know what I mean?
I
You
mean, yeah.
can, but it's very sad. The whole thing is sad. And I'm sad that she felt that way. I'm sad that many people agree with her. You know, the
I
sphere is loud, so it feels like everybody is against her. But
totally.
when you dive deeper, I don't know. I'm not sure about that. And that's the part that's, disappointing. But
That's the scary part.
yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So she felt confident enough to say it. So
And well, there's also I think someone said, my friend said that he read, it might have been in the Page Six article. She's allegedly telling people, or even was trying to tell E, like, this is a great story to like start the shit, like, like to build from this. And it's like, if there were
it's not
like,
it's not a good
but
story.
if the only story from it would be an actual learning lesson, and I don't necessarily, but that's like a pivotal core
Right.
shift
Correct.
that would need, you know what I'm saying? And
Correct.
while that would be powerful, absolutely, and hopefully illuminating for a lot of people to see, I don't necessarily know that that's a chance that's a big chance to take,
100%.
and I don't know that that's going to happen.
And I think her response was still, and look, I'm going to give her grace in this. It doesn't take a day to learn a lesson, right? She's like in shell shock right now. But her response is like, I'm human. I didn't have any time. I deleted it right away. You deleted it because of the backlash. Understandably, right? You got to do that. But at this point, days later, you don't need to say, I've learned my lesson yet. But if there was a sense that she was headed that direction, she would say, I have a lot of soul searching.
Yeah.
I've heard you. I've seen you. I fucked up. I'm human. But I need to learn, and I'm going to take a beat, and I'm going to try to understand why everyone's so angry at me.
Yeah, because that would be the change, is to see that there is you need to understand
correct
something.
just one
what I mean?
step. And right now it's, I'm human, you guys went too far, this is unfair. Like, it's really not unfair. And so yeah, we'll see.
As we start to wrap up, we're going to do a rapid fire Housewives questions game. So I'm going to send some rapid fire Housewives questions to you, a fellow housewife, and we're going to see who comes to mind first. Are you ready? All right. Who would your emergency contact Real Housewife be?
Oh gosh. So Cynthia or Heather Dubrow?
Love that. Housewife you would call if you've had a bad day and need to just go get wasted and have a drink?
Chanel Ayan.
Oh my God, I love her. She's so fun.
I wish she lived here. But we actually see each other a lot, and we drink a lot.
I just saw her in New York, and I was also drunk in her presence. Yes,
she's a star. Chanel's a star.
I need Bravo to get on that and to get on stat. I want her at every major she needs to do press junkets. She needs to be the face of NBC as far as celebrity interviews goes. It's the easiest decision ever to me. Yes. So yes, I agree. Housewife you would call for sex advice?
Probably God. Like, there's not one person that I can think of right now that I would want. That's impossible. I'm like, who's married? Nobody.
You call yourself. Okay, that's really a good one.
With Heather and Terry, they have such a great marriage.
Yeah, they honestly couple goals for sure. They're great.
But there's not a lot of couples left, dude.
That's so funny. You're like, who's married? Oh wait, not that many.
I don't need advice from all the like non-married people.
Oh my gosh, a housewife that you would never want your family to have to meet.
Oh gosh, Brandy Glanville.
Who's a housewife you're most scared of?
I would say someone like Nene. I had Nene on Humble Brag, which was our biggest. It was massive, that episode. Wow. She's awesome. But like, I wouldn't want to go up against Nene. He would destroy me. But luckily, I think Nene likes me because I'm nice. So like, I'm going to always stay on Nene's good side.
I love that.
But also, it would be kind of iconic to get just ripped apart by Nene. I mean, I would just sit there like, okay, tear me apart.
I would be like, say the most nastiest thing you can think of when you look at me. Just say it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's iconic. She's amazing.
Percent. And last one, who is the most underrated housewife in history?
Underrated. I think she gets a lot of love, but I love Eileen.
Oh my God, yes.
Okay, good.
Yes, for my fourth flex queen. I love that bitch so much. When I found out that she filmed Ultimate Girls Trip with the white party, I was like, thank God.
No,
yes.
She and I connected there. I never met her before. And she ran up to me. She's like, I've been wanting to meet you so much. And I'm like, you're Eileen Dave. Like, you are my number one, Beverly Hills. And she's like, I just adore you. And we exchanged info. This is a reminder. I'm going to text her right after this to get together with her. But I just think that she's so smart. She's so strong, but she has a softness to her, which I love too. She has this like inner strength, and she's like, no one can fuck with me.
Yes.
But she doesn't do it in a like forward way.
Yeah.
Like, she'll come for you if you come for her.
Exactly.
But don't come knocking for her, because she will destroy you.
Or she'll be too busy earning some Emmys out here because she's an iconic actress. Don't get that
She's
twisted.
An icon. And I just, like, I said to her, God, I wish we were on the same season together.
All right, everybody. Well, that is all for this week. And Crystal, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me. I had so much fun talking with you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course. And if you had so much fun today, which I'm sure you did, make sure you go and listen every single Monday to Crystal and Cheekbones, Cynthia Bailey over on Humble Brag. I love these ladies. And make sure you follow them over on Instagram, subscribe on YouTube. And I hear that there's going to be a lot of Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip finale tea leaked in your episode. Is it this most recent episode or episode coming up?
No, it's like this week's episode is a lot. Like, Cynthia doesn't have a filter. And I was like, I don't think you're allowed to say that. She goes, well, I just did. I'm like, okay. So if you guys care about Ultimate Girls Trip, that big New York finale. So Christian, you don't have to do it. She did it.
Perfect. Oh my gosh. Well, make sure y'all go listen, go subscribe to their podcast. And as always, we will see you right back here next time on My Friend, My Soulmate, my podcast.